cord that was in the library all this time?
Hey everyone, it's Rose Crystal, and we are starting right off from where we left off on the Clash trial. If you guys seen part 1, which was just recently uploaded just now, well, you know exactly where we left off. And without further ado, let's begin. Let's waste no time.
Went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Very true.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Hold up, there's contradictions everywhere. I see it. Doing it again. Totally calm. Totally unconcerned. He's not even involved. Not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
That's me during every Clash. That's me during every Clash trial. I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you?
Well, there's contradictions everywhere for one.
I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
You can't even get in there to begin with. You're a guy.
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Finally, you catch on. I've noticed this for like a long time. Chihiro's body is standing found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. The scene of the crime.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
She was found dead in there. But who said it could be... Who said she could have been killed somewhere else?
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? Yes! The story's on the way to the crime scene. Byakuya was so confident until now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There's something that switched between the boys and girls' locker room. And that was the 2 locker room posters.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I don't know, man. Ask the bear.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. And you can see that because the boys' locker room carpet is right here.
I got it!
Or should I say,
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
or should I say, the girls' locker room carpet.
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
Dang, good for you, Makoto.
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Okay, that is true.
To get into
But
the
there you go,
locker
there's
room,
the contradiction.
you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device that Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way. And I can tell you what it was.
This is probably not gonna, this is probably gonna take us around in circles, but okay.
I highly doubt that.
There you go.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Did you really got to the boys' locker room somehow?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Nope.
No, it's wrong!
Because as we know, it's broken.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Because execution broke it.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
That's true.
Yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook,
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
No. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker and Byakuya's the one who did it? Really? I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Thank you, Kyoko.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
She has plot armor, Mondo.
There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
She's taking advantage of that.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess!
For real?
Another Ryuji.
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy!
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off, with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Can he be into that?
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
Okay, he's not into that.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
I'm with Hiro. I would never do this.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
The boys clearly aren't up for doing this.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret
okay, she's
girl-on-girl
still here.
action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
During his stand in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
I have a feeling I know where she checked.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
I got a feeling I know. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
a boy!
Oh heck! He cross-dressed. No way!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
That's my favorite line.
You're joking, right?
Oh.
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then, it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy.
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Because you brought everyone here.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
Oh, it's no big deal.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I think that Chihiro was actually a guy. Thought it never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
Stop it.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Oh. I'm gonna save again real quick. We're almost done with the trial. And I'm doing really good on keeping on top of progress and stuff.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
That's true.
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
That is definitely true.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Do you pay attention at all? That's what I want to know.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But Byakuya didn't do that. Who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? We can be sure to know up further. The killer is able to gain access to the real murder scene. Which means the killer is a guy.
A gun!
If the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you'll need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would actually use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. That's still enough. We need to find some more clues. There we go. Fatal piece of evidence.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over.
Sure?
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer!
and only the killer.
Actually, someone else did.
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
By the power of plot convenience.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
She's doing the pointy thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Chihiro's track jacket really looks like a blow-up killer? It's really hard to believe.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
You idiot!
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
Your track jacket into a duffel bag. And I assume you headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color, so why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
You just screwed up, man.
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, Did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
Because, again, they were disposed of. There's nothing to see.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
Get used to the nicknames. They're gonna come.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony...
Stuffed the track jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
And when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit.
Bullseye.
That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he talks. Hey!
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude.
Aw, you were so done for, Mondo.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Dang.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of lead.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Well, anything is better than what we got right now.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Not on the ground, it must belong to.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Yeah, check it on the hospital. I'm hitting its weak.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Yes we do.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
Yes, you made the handbooks. Spill it.
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbook?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
Is he like one of those comedic commentators that nobody asked for? Because that's what it looks like right now.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
Oh my god.
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I know who it is.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
No! No! No, 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 no. Gosh dang it, we were a witness to that.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Oh! He knows too! Oh, this is horrible. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes in the sauna. It was... no! No, 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 no!
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
He was the only one who went to the sauna. Along with you. You didn't have your handbook with you.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on! You've got it all wrong! He would never kill! I don't accept this! Show me the proof! The actual solid proof!
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves to be on a shadow of a doubt. Alright, we're going to the Broken E handbook. So...
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
It doesn't.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to...
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
I guess?
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
Dang it.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong!
It's over, Taka.
Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning. That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Alright, let's do this. Something I really need to get to. Locker to No, come on, dang it. Do not fail on me now. Guys, choose the switch on the carpet so something else. Did I move to? It's all the way back here, so it means I have to go all the way back here. Maybe put up the poster again. And entrance sword. Back. Writing bloody message. Dang it! I'm clicking over here too. Okay, you know what? Let's keep going. I'm sorry again if the screen goes a little weird because I'm trying to move everything. And striking hand like a
The killer is you!
Me? What did I do?
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room. Specifically, the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Because she was a guy.
Simple. Because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna, and the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook, and that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Alright, it's over. As much as I hate to admit it, it is.
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence?
Were you not listening? That was the evidence.
You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Isn't Mondo's the killer? It already revealed itself early in the trial. I can somehow show where Mondo's hidden look is right now. Once we do that, everything will become clear. Then it's a bullet time battle, so I can hear more. Let's talk a little bit more about Fever Time and Nega Time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, Fever Time will activate and the tempo wave works to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, which is the mouse keys, however you want to try the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair for me. You got access to special time, right? First, something called Mega Time that your opponent can use. If you don't activate Mega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in the middle. If you activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to pencil, the opponent won't use Mega Time. So good luck, have fun! It's over, Taka. Just give up already.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence!
It's over.
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it. If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Are you finally giving up?
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Dang it. This game, man, it tugs on your heartstrings. It's not fun.
Bro! What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on!
Dude, I hate this so much.
Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger then, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Why? Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. He was so weak. Even though you were a boy, you were things as long as he can remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide himself, and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now, don't be able to say anything about even though you were a boy, but no matter how tightly he wrapped himself in that shell, the inferiority complex had taken already root deep inside of him. It was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. Weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, they had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dressed like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, and the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him even more than before. Everyone figured being thrust in such a dilemma Most of the time spiraling in despair.
What?
And yet,
I'm sorry.
so sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Stronger than someone says, even though you're a boy. I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that'd be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it'd be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person the secret first, and then ask him to help him from there. And that person he went to,
Yeah, that's right.
it was me. Yup, it sure was. The biker gang felt had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret.
Uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was a very simple, strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo helped me give it some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support that he'd ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So it must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? I mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose is to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro.
But
But how does moving the body keep a secret?
Because
Because everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everybody would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trust each other, right? So why did you? No matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad. Something you didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat
How many
myself.
times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. And if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? An embarrassing memory, it's that secret you didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riff-raff on to tremble. The only reason he had a chance to join a gang in the first place is because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother was named Daya Owaka. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It's because of Daya that Mondo ever got in a motorcycle. Mondo's older brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust, or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo's the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother put together a local motorcycle gang. Before anyone knew it, it had grown as the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, was number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. When Mondo started to think about how he would take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Could someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look like him. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossips and whispers with other members of the gang. Which is why
I just
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta
don't
win.
fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. On met his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during that race, he tried to be struck. Oh, what are you doing? His brother pushed out wrecked his end and gave him the victory. Dashed on into the crowd. But suddenly, in his kid brother's arm. older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I screwed up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Dai never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. This is the team. You and me, put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the game, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never mention anyone knows his own weakness that had caused the accident, and as a result, the team is made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Dai was going to lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game here began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma mastered the killing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I'd have no problem shedding light on the secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the game just find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother worked hard to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head felt the kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or to say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety, weighed down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I've wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing a lie I've been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am?
What?
I should be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face so weakness to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I never had. So I was jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me?
What?
I'm strong. Are you with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mom. I feel like I could hear something starting to creep, feeling inside my head. What did you want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to sit back and my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
It's stronger than Daya! I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo, he was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in his heart like this. And it turned him cold-blooded. Gosh, dang it! Look at him. See? You're all just like him. For secrets to the past, for a memory. The body still being human in cold blood. You couldn't cut through his aggressive in the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You. Just shut up. Go ahead. Say that again. I dare you.
Yep,
Okay, I'll say as many times as I want. It's what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now, well now, well now, well
That's
now.
what I promised you, right? The punishment starts to peacefully punish.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
No! Right!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said, wow!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Dang it! Mondo's been found guilty. It's time for the punishment. What the heck? Oh, there's no one in there, dude. Oh, he's turned right into butter. What the heck? Oh, dude. Laugh at death and your soul forever be at peace. Laugh at death? You're heartless. It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. It's alright, Taka. I didn't need to hear in this ear. As Taka's sad screams invaded our schools, we were forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game? Oh, yeah.
What is this?
Completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. You realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey,
I remain in this stadium. I don't have a response except that.
however,
I just don't understand why. Why'd you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death chilled me to the bone. Last night when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly,
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
there is nothing to
I
be
don't
done.
particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late and as I returned to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw a corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. I didn't have the slightest idea I would seen him.
Well,
So you're saying you knew the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed, but that would have been the end of it. Not one would doubt it. I mean, what a waste of time that the answer would be left in I just realized I had a lenda in my hands. I'd liven things up. You did all that to liven things up.
I see.
I don't know about Genocide Jack from Poland. I'd use that. Great fake murder scene?
But
Damn, man, the other guy was really horrified too, right? Well, obviously, we'll reveal the truth about each point. Of course. Byakuya kind of looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing in my head. Thanks to a certain remarkable somehow, he never did. And I was able to form an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Blackened. I don't know how I feel about that. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're gonna listen to your story. Moving on.
Hey,
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
you...
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair, is my gift from mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope into despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean?
What the heck?
Good grief, I don't understand why people are every stupid little thing. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. The end of what I'm saying alone is a victim, and everything will be revealed.
Ooh, how exciting.
I'm sure you understand me. I think this is a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up, I'm never stood to the level of childish drama. Let me just say this. If I achieve complete victory in your arguments, I'm going to find you and kill you, you understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Shogami family, for the victories of Oregon Fusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Ooh, so cool. It's like a main character of a video game or something. Look, trash mom for you. I swear whatever it takes, I will kill you. Ooh, temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Goodness gracious. Monokuma's left to kill across the courtroom. It's apparently closing piece of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue. Because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was a kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more future than us. All of our courage, all of our effort, our friendship, felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Well, what the heck?
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see. As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? A 16th high school student. There's more?
Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
There's a traitor! Aw, dang. And that is the end of chapter 2. And there's only more to come. More despair. And if you want to see more of what this game has to offer, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And now I know you guys really want to see more of this. And so, that is where we're ending it. Next time, we'll be seeing who's talking. Bye, guys.